Evening VC, Dave here. So just going to share what's been recently added to the shelves here. Jump right in. Got to go for a dig with John, Digital Gramophone, a few weeks back. And we spent a good bit of time in Noble Records. This is what I picked up. Negative Approach, Ready to Fight, Demos Live and Unreleased, 1981 to 1983, double record. This was released in '05 on Reptilian. It was everything on here was compiled by John Brannon, lead singer of Negative Approach. I think he's now playing in Easy Action, which John and I saw open for Dinosaur Jr. about a year ago. So it was kind of cool to find this while digging with John. This is one of the last shows I've been to since all this pandemic insanity. This has demos from '81, which is their first, and then the Tied Down demo, which is a great record. This is one of the best punk bands of all time, in my opinion. Tied Down demo from '83, and then there's two live shows, both from Michigan. Live at Paychecks in '82 and live at the Greystone in Detroit in '83. Yeah, killer punk. Picked this up from Carolina Soul, John Coltrane, with Hank Mobley, Zoot Sims, and Al Cohn, Tenor Conclave. This is Prestige, later Stereo Press. The Bergenfeld, New Jersey label. Happy to find this. This is the earliest recording I now have of John. This was early in '57. 2 tracks per side, very long tracks. And this predates a blowing session. It's not as intense by any means. But when you have 4 tenors on one record, it's amazing how perfectly these guys just flowed through the tracks. Not, no one got in anybody's way. Unbelievable. And then on the last track, which it's a much slower track, How Deep Is the Ocean, they let the tenor step back for a good bit and let Red Garland on piano, Paul Chambers bass, and Art Taylor drums do their thing. But then there's just beautiful playing. It changes so much, that track. And man, John really stands out on this. And he's so young, and that's why I think the later pressings have him featured, because this was originally released as a 10-inch, and I believe Mobley was listed as the leader. I could be wrong about that, but great one. Happy to find this. Next up, Human Arts Ensemble featuring C. Bobo Shaw, Whisper of Dharma. This is on Arista Freedom. I think it's a reissue. It's great improv, free jazz. I think this was recorded in St. Louis near the end of their stint there. Of course, they ended up in New York, but yeah, James Marshall on alto, Joseph Boyd trombone, Charles Bobo Shaw on drums, Oliver Lake on tenor, soprano, flute, and then everybody plays small instruments. I mean, there's a bunch of other players, and that's there's a lot going on here. And this is just Human Arts Ensemble. I have another one of their records there. It's just phenomenal stuff. Phenomenal, highly recommended. This is very cheap to find. Originals are not cheap. Got a good stack here of Sam Rivers. I didn't have many of his records, so I was happy to find these. This is Involution, one of the Blue Note twofers. The thing that's interesting about this is the first part of this record is the Sam Rivers Sextet, recorded in '67, and sides 3 and 4 is the Andrew Hill Quartet with Sam featured. Completely different lineups, and that was from the second part is from '66. Just fantastic stuff every time with these twofers. At the time these were put out, these were unreleased sessions. And with Sam, you're gonna get just killer avant-garde playing. Yeah, he plays tenor and soprano and flute here. James Spaulding is here, always underrated. He's everywhere. And Donald Byrd trumpet, Julian Priester trombone, Cecil McBee bass, Steve Ellington drums. Yeah, and these were back at Inglewood Cliffs with Rudy. Not sure why they were shelved, but we always ask that question with a lot of these Blue Notes. I'm sure there was a good reason. And then with Andrew Hill, you got, of course, Sam, Walter Booker, J.C. Moses. Great stuff. Andrew Hill's playing. My God, man was brilliant on the piano. And then we have a ABC Impulse. I think this is from '74. Crystals. So this is Sam with a full orchestra. Ton of players listed here, and I'm really not familiar with hardly any of them. But just another fantastic listen. This is Quadraphonic Stereo Press. And then I also have Sam Rivers Contrast, and this is a much different record. It's on ECM, recorded in '79, released in '80. Quite a lineup here. George Lewis trombone, Dave Holland bass, and Thurman Barker on the drums. This is just a beautiful recording, like a lot of ECMs are. Just fantastic. Just jumps right off the turntable, and very avant-garde, bordering on free, but then just gets in a groove. Especially the second track is so good. Zip, my God. Bass is just, everything's so crystal clear on this record. This is one of my favorite ECMs that I've found so far, for sure. Sam Rivers Contrasts. Keeping with the avant and free theme, Cecil Taylor unit structures on Blue Note. And always loved Jimmy Lyons on his records, and he's here on alto. Eddie Gale is on the trumpet, and I don't have a lot with Eddie Gale, and man, he is a hell of a player. Andrew Cyril drums, Alan Silva bass, Henry Grimes also on bass, who recently passed from COVID. Ken McIntyre on alto and bass clarinet. Fantastic lineup, one of the best Blue Note covers that was ever put out, for sure. And yes, Cecil Taylor. Just this one's for me, it's a difficult listen. This one's yeah. Let's just say that challenging. I like a few of his other records better, but that's a big one for the collection. And then I did go back to Tip Top this past week. Oh no, I didn't go to Tip Top. Where did I go? Oh, I went to Noble Records and picked up Zawinul. I missed it last time I was in with John. This is a mono promo from '71, and this is just fire. God, Herbie Hancock, Joe Zawinul, of course Joe from Weather Report. Woody Shaw is on trumpet. Anything Woody Shaw. I've said this a million times. It's coming home. It's coming home with me. Yeah, Joe Chambers, Billy Hart, fantastic. This is Jack DeJohnette makes an appearance here on Melodica. I mean, everybody wanted a piece of this record on Atlantic. Yeah, easy one to find. Not an easy one to find is going to be this 7-inch that I got from Dylan that he found in an attic, going through a bunch of 45s, and oddly enough 2 of these were stuck together. I don't know if he sold the other one, but Black Flag, Thirsty and Miserable on Unicorn Records, SST Records from '81. And this is dead mint. I don't think it was ever played. Just was put away. Yeah, Thirsty and Miserable, great cut. And the B-side, Life of Pain, is pretty good, but yeah, it's all about the A-side for me. This is a fairly rare 7-inch, goes for some serious money. Doesn't have the original sleeve. If it did, it'd probably be worth double, but got a pretty good deal comparable to that, so I was happy to pick this up. This is one of the rarest records in my collection now for sure. Great punk, Black Flag. This was to promote the album Damaged, one of the best punk records ever. I think it's Vinyl Richie's favorite, but yeah, this is why I love Dylan, because he puts in the work finding these collections. I mean, I saw the stacks and stacks of boxes of 45s. I mean, I think he said he was there for well over 8 hours or more, and pulled out, you know, what he thought would be good for the shop. Well, yeah, this was good for the shop for sure. That's everything. I hope everybody's well out there. Yeah, peace.